Here I talk about the best movies from Nollywood, but I also have a video where I talk about the worst movies of Nollywood with a guest. Do check out that too. What's up, guys? It's time to wind up this year and let's talk about the best movies of 2024. So, all in all, 2024 has been a bit of a mixed bag. There have been all sorts of films, and I would say that Nollywood owes it big time to Steve Gukas. So, if you're new to Nollywood, here's a hack to discover some really good Nigerian movies to watch. All you have to do is go to Prime Video and you can just type in Steve Gukas and you get a nice list of movies. Atties is a good movie. I don't know about Love and Life. Kill Boro, again good. Cake, forget that one. It Blooms in June, good. A Father's Love, again good. What's Return to Soul doing over there? Anyway, moving on. So yeah. So just to give context again for those who don't know Nollywood, so Steve Gukas is an established director, and him along with Dotan Olakundri have an initiative called First Features Films, and many of the films I'll be talking about today are from the First Features initiative. Also, just a note, the criteria for these movies of 2024 is that these movies have come out on streaming platforms in 2024. With that being said, let's move on to the top 5. At number 5 is A Tribe Called Judah. Now, this is not by a new director. This is by one of the most acclaimed directors in Nollywood. Funke Akindle. She is a hit-making machine. I mean, this movie crossed the 1 billion naira mark. It went way beyond, actually. This is a story about a single mother with 5 children, and all her sons have been fathered by men from different tribes. And the tiffs they have amongst each other, the love they have for each other, and how they unite when problem arises makes for this perfect Nollywood film. At number 4 is Kill Boro. This is a First Features film. It's about a boy who wants to get his father killed. Why and how he goes about it makes the movie. The movie beautifully mixes drama with thrill. It talks about many interesting themes like family, survival, redemption, and all in all, debutant director Courage Obayuwana here has excelled in creating a cohesive, brilliant piece where all the departments of filmmaking shine. At number 3, Suspicion. This is by Tosin Ego on Prime Video. This is a crazy ride of a movie. This is what you call an edge of the seat thriller. It dives into the world of black magic, and it has a sort of a superhero movie graph to it, but it has a lot of native Nigerian black magic elements to it. At the center of it all is the theme of self-discovery. There are really compelling dilemmas and conflicts that make this movie really interesting. It is world-class cinema, it is very Nigerian, and it is pretty novel as well in its approach. At number 2, A Father's Love. Now, again, a First Features film. The only reason this isn't number 1 is because in the movie there is a device that they've used of radio as a means of knowing the public opinion, and I don't mind that as a device. In fact, it's a good device, but the way it was treated was, how do I put it, not up to the mark. Anyway, the movie is about a taxi driver who has a family, and one day he finds an abandoned baby in the backseat of his car. What then happens from there is a crazy ride. It is an emotional roller coaster, and there is a twist that you won't see coming. And all in all, it is a beautiful film. But on second thoughts, one thing that really stood out to me about this film is the depiction of an honest African man. I'm saying African, not even Nigerian, because on screen, somehow African films mostly, they have crime or they have or even if it's comedy, the men are mostly promiscuous. So this type of an average African man who makes an honest living is hardly at the center of the film, and that you know gets this movie extra points. Moving on to number one. At number one is With Difficulty Comes Ease. A recently widowed Muslim woman has to stay with her mother-in-law during the mourning period, and the sudden changes in her life, the vacuum in her life, the not getting along with the mother-in-law, also because they are from different tribes, the financial burdens that suddenly come onto this widow, all of those things make up for this film. What sets this movie apart is nuance, and it showcases empathy. It evokes empathy without crossing that line of pity. And I was fortunate enough to have had a chat with Korede Aziz. That's also there on my channel. You can go and check it out. Uh, so during the chat, what she said was that she had spoken to many Muslim women while coming up with this script, and that shows because the real life situations, the real life subtleties that are there could only have come from digging deeper into real life stories. And another thing where this film stands out is in visual storytelling. The way Korede has used certain scenes or certain simple visuals to communicate way more than dialogues could ever have is what makes this the number one movie from Nollywood in 2024. And I'm not yet done. There are some honorable mentions. A Danfo Christmas. Now, ever since I've seen this movie, I have never stopped recommending it. It's the only reason this is not in the top five is because A Father's Love by Sebastian Ukwa is already there, and I wanted to somehow accommodate all those movies in the top five. But this very well belongs there as well. It's about a family from Lagos who goes to their hometown or goes to home to their village for Christmas, and the long-standing tiffs, the surprises, the romance, all of that makes for this beautiful ride of a film. Emotional roller coaster, like I had mentioned for A Father's Love. Same thing applies here as well. The next one, It Blooms in June. Now, this is again another movie from another director I've already talked about. This is from Korede Aziz. This is a film about a father and daughter living in Abuja, and next door you have a mother and son who move in, and then what happens is what makes this movie stand out is the father daughter relationship. I don't think I have seen a nicer father daughter relationship on screen. I'll go as far as saying that this is the sweetest Nollywood movie to have come out in 2024. The next movie is Afamefuna, directed by Kayode Kasum. This movie delves into the apprenticeship system which is prevalent among the Igbo tribe, and it goes into the depths of this culture, and that is what is highlighted mostly throughout the film. At a point it does look certainly slightly documentary-ish. So all in all, I would say it is a really good film, but it is not for the impatient. Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. This is Nigeria's highest grossing biopic. This has been directed by Bolanle Austin Peters, and it follows the life of Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, who is one of Nigeria's biggest unsung heroes. She's an educationist, a political activist, a women's rights champion, and so much more. Now, why this movie stands out is because of how they've showcased such an eventful life, such a multifaceted personality through a 1.5 hour film, which is very entertaining. Now, the film has a focus on one event, and I think it was smartly done because that one event helps, showcase all these interesting attributes about this hero. The next movie is House of Ga, again by Bolanle Austin Peters. Now, of late, there have been a lot of epic movies to have come out of Nigeria, and this is a very interesting one. It's about a prime minister who gets drunk on power, and this movie has all the elements that an epic calls for. There is power, there's greed, love, lust, betrayal, all of it, and it stands out among all the epic movies that have come of late. Seven Doors, another good epic movie. This is about a newly appointed king, and he now has an uphill task. And there are many interesting traditional and how do I say, spiritual elements that have been weaved into this movie in a very interesting way. And there are some very interesting themes as well of love, tradition, righteousness, and the most important being the repercussions of your actions, and sometimes how those repercussions remain even after you're gone. The next movie is Christmas in Lagos. It's a Jade Oshiberu movie. It is good for rom-com lovers. It's a beautiful movie. It shows how beautiful Lagos is during Christmas, and it has good-looking people as well. And not just good looking, but good actors as well. So yeah, the next one is Uno the F in Family. Now this movie is an exception from the list because this did not come out on streamers. It only released in theaters, but I was fortunate enough to have watched it because director Ebuka Njoku shared a screener with me. And this movie, also like a Danfo Christmas, is about a guy who goes home after a long time. And again, the long-standing diffs, the problems that arise, and all of that, the family dynamics. All in all, what makes this movie stand out is the humor and the way in which they've used very natural humor. Like as outsiders, there is a certain Nigerian sarcasm, and there are certain Nigerianisms that are really fascinating, and this movie actually has a lot of that, which I wish I could see a lot more in other Nollywood productions. And with that, I will move on to two series which I'd like to talk about. The first one is Inside Life by Clarence Peters, who's an established name in Afrobeats videos. This series follows 3 to 4 parallel stories that merge with prison as the central theme. There are interesting human stories here. It talks about struggle, sacrifice, victimhood, and being a victim of circumstances. The central theme of the films is how bad things happen to good people as well. I know the movie is gritty. It is a good blend of drama and supernatural as well. There's some interesting supernatural elements there too. That brings me to the next thing I'd like to talk about. This is top class, world class entertainment. The only reason this is not in the top 5 is because this is a series and those are movies. I'm talking about Iwaju. This is the first time Disney has collaborated with any other studio, and this movie has the breeziness of Nollywood, and it has the meticulousness of Disney productions. This is as good as any other Disney or Pixar movie that you get to see. It has those elements where an adult can see it and enjoy the layers and the themes and the smartness of the movie, while kids can enjoy the visuals and the goofiness and the fun elements of it. And another thing here is that generally with such good animation, you only get to hear white people accents, or you get to hear Japanese. And to see that with a Nigerian accent was beautiful. I'll go as far as saying that this series can show the way for other non-Hollywood, non-Japanese industries on how to make an animation production. And that's about it. On that note, I'd like to wish you all a happy 2025. Here's looking forward to a great 2025. 2024 has been nice. Thank you all for tuning into my channel. And yeah, let's look forward to some good movies in 2025. Do like the video, do share the video, do subscribe. Till next time, have a very nice new year. Bye.